Lost something?
Yeah. There was a photo, but it's gone.
Was it important?
It was a photo of my mum and my stepdad from when they bought this place.
Family business. Nice.
Yeah, it must have been moved.
Do they work here too?
They used to, but my mum's gone to visit family overseas, and my stepdad, Addy, he passed away.
That sucks.
Tane's gonna lose it if I can't find that photo.
Good luck. And thanks again.
I'm Chloe.
Right. Chloe.
Hello and welcome. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast where we unpack the latest week's episodes and discuss the residents, their lives, and all the drama from our favourite fictional town, Summer Bay. Hello everybody, welcome back to Coastal News, a home and away podcast. I'm Si, joined as always by Sophie. How are you doing, Sophie? You okay?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, well.
You always laugh when I ask you that.
I know. It makes me laugh as well. We just asked each other off there. Anyway.
Don't spoil the magic. Oh dear.
Question on everyone's lips. Do you want a chip? We've got tomato sauce, barbecue sauce.
Curry sauce, brown sauce, mayonnaise. Oh, I'm boring. I just like vinegar on mine. Yeah. And a side of Tane.
How's your week been? Happy Friday.
Oh, I'm so glad it's Friday. I think you and I have both had a long week, haven't we? By the sounds of things.
Yeah. We've just put the wheel to rise, haven't we?
We have a little bit. I've got a beer. It's Friday night. I'm happy. So, how about you?
Same, and same.
Yay!
Yeah. And we're all up to date on the old home and away.
Yes.
Good. I must say, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, I had a bit of apprehension. There's been lots of talk in the fandom about the show and new characters. I'm enjoying it. I
am. Yeah, I was, like I said last week, I was really dreading the whole band scenario. I am feeling the mass exodus of the characters that have gone. I am feeling that a little bit, that we do feel a bit thin on the ground. But no, like I thought I'd be really bored by now and annoyed, which is what the hashtag has sort of led me to believe I would be, and I'm not. I'm actually enjoying it. So
yeah,
open mind. Keep an open mind.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Form your own opinion. And we're a bit thin, and we're missing a few people. We're just going to take some time to find the new groove, I think.
Yeah.
Be good. Well, something else that we put out this week was a subscriber episode. I think it was 16 or something.
Wow.
Go check it out if you're a subscriber. Hearing all sort of backstage stuff that we talk about, including, windows down in a taxi on a motorway.
I forgot about
that. We read and reviewed Lynn McGranger's book, Acting Up, me, myself, and Irene, and gave it a right good, thorough thumbing, didn't we?
It's so good.
Subscriber it.
If you haven't got that book already, then I suggest you buy it, because it's a really funny read, isn't it?
It is. And for any home and away fan, I think it's a must.
It is.
More casts need to do stuff like this.
I've heard that Ada was thinking about doing hers, but I don't know whether she ever did. Yeah. But that would be a good one. I'd quite like to have Emily's as well.
Oh yes, I bet she's got some stories.
And obviously, I would love a Ray Mar one, but I just can't see him doing that.
No, he's not got time for that.
No. Someone else write his, and I'll read it. Yeah. Just interview him and then write it all down and then send it to me. Just me, no one else.
Exclusive. Yeah, go check it out if you're not subscribed and you want to check that out, and all previous 15 subscribe episodes. Subscribe for 99 pence in the link in the episode description of this episode. Right, Do you want your headlines?
I do.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? It's been a week. It's been a week.
I really, really, really want a headline.
The Salt relaunch is a great success, but there's a skeleton in Cash's closet. Ziggy gets the green light, much to Theo's relief. Tex was colluding with a biker gang, would you believe, all along. And what are his plans for the Paratas now? And Neek gets more than he bargained for on awards night.
Love it.
So Flick is panicking, literally panicking, like having a panic about the relaunch of Salt. There's a lot riding on it. We were talking last week about the pressure she's sort of putting on herself, and Lyric didn't help by having this whole "we're not doing the gig" and all that stuff. They flipped a coin or whatever it was, and then turned up and agreed to do the gig and get out of there. Thank you. And it goes off without a hitch, really. Poor Tane has to talk her down, doesn't he? He says, it's such a nice bloke. He says to her, something like, "What happened to the cool Felicity from the poker nights?" I think it was really nice at sort of identifying that the wheels were coming off, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
And then sort of getting in there and sort of saying, "Just chill, everything's under control."
Yeah. He's got a very calming influence, hasn't he, on people, I think.
He has. He even calms me down, Oh, yeah.
Doesn't calm me down.
Got the opposite.
Yeah, a little bit. Gets me revved up, I'm afraid.
Did you see it? Was it tonight or last night? Those two emerge. Where Tex was like, I want some help.
In the gym.
Programs.
Yeah.
And I can see that you're the man who knows.
You know what you're doing. You know your way around the gym. Yeah, definitely. I was like, yes.
We have noticed. Around the gym. So yeah, I thought that was really nice, and also helps us. I mean, we don't need any help, but it helps us buy into them as a couple.
Yeah.
Not that we need it. And then everyone gets dolled up, and they just have a right old knees up, and it was great. It was a great episode. Did you notice? Is it me, or was Ziggy wearing the same dress that she kissed Dean in behind Tane's back?
I did not notice that, but I will take your word for it because I know you've got a very keen eye for those things. So,
you remember at Bella's exhibition?
Yeah, when they were outside, and who saw them? Was it Nico that saw them?
Yeah, I'm sure that was the same dress. But Dean liked it anyway. Must have reminded him of that moment. Is a compliment. And then later on, watches on in horror and dancing away and getting, lapsing up the band, and she's getting an eye, or Demi, whatever you want to call him, is giving her the eye.
Yes, he's very flirty, isn't he?
I love that line though. You've done well for yourself, mate.
I know, it's true. IRL as well, Paddy.
Well, that's true. And if you lay a finger on her, you'll have to take tar out your backside, pal.
Oh dear. Yeah, I like that side of Dean actually. That whole. I love Angry Dean. I just love Angry Dean.
Yeah.
Dean on the sofa with a beer watching the footy. Not so keen on, but pumped up Angry Dean. I love.
Yeah, sticking up for his woman.
Yeah. I love that whole like Neanderthal river boy thing.
Yeah, I do. To be fair, he does it so well.
He does. Yeah, but he doesn't do it in I don't know. I think because he isn't scary, is he? Let's face it. It's more like a little terrier, like a little dog that's like, woo, stay away from my woman. It's it's cute. It's not like intimidating or.
Yeah, and it's also not pantomimey.
Yeah,
do you know what
that's
I mean?
true.
Like it's not like some of that gangy people can be. You know what I mean, that we've had in the past. The pyramids of the world, and you just think Yeah.
Yeah, I like them as well, to be fair. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's more real, isn't it? It's more kind of everyday bloke sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
macho
Although
guy.
even now I've said that, I probably need to retract it because he was a bit pantomime when they kidnapped what's his face
Oh,
in
that was hilarious. Another lie. I was dying. I thought that was
Talking about
brilliant.
you guys, I can sit here all night. Yeah, I take it back.
I love that Dean. That's my favourite Dean. More of that one, please.
Did you enjoy the concert, Sophie? What do you think?
It's not my kind of music, I'll be honest. I think they were missing some drums. I thought it would be a bit rockier, didn't you? From the look of them, I thought, oh, they're going to be like a rock band, and it was very poppy for me.
It was, but you have to sort of keep the audience of the show in
Yeah,
mind, really, don't you?
yeah. It was like something about colours on my brain or something, wasn't it? I can't remember the lyrics. They kept repeating the same lyric over and over again. I was like,
Written it down. Explosions on my brain.
that was it. I was like, your chord lyric, and you've got one at the moment. So there's not another line to this song. Bless them. I mean, I
Do you
know
know,
they're not a real band, are they? In real life, they are just actors. So I don't know where the song has come from, but yeah.
if you looked up lyric on Spotify, show yourself, people, show yourself. Um, I
Oh,
thought the music was going to be worse than it was.
it
Um,
wasn't awful. It just
no,
wasn't my thing. It was a bit too poppy and sweet for me.
yeah. I'm inclined to agree, but I actually was expecting worse, so I was pleasantly surprised, and it made me sort of enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, so are they going to be the next biggest thing? No, and that probably puts that whole story plot into doubt. But
yeah,
yeah, it was pleasant enough.
yeah.
Um, and it got the place rocking. Everything went swimmingly well. Flick is happy with it. Mac's happy with it. And Cash, when he eventually decides he's going to it, realizes he's
Mm.
got history with old Eden there.
Yes, this
On
was
there.
interesting. This actually made me interested in Cash for a change. Yeah. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure what the angle was. It was interesting story actually, because I just thought it was going to be some kind of secret affair. It obviously was a secret, wasn't it? That because Flick didn't know about it.
mm,
But I
yeah,
thought it was going to be more of a, I don't know. It was interesting that he was sort of saying, "Oh, you didn't you left without telling me where you were going," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Because usually in these kind of storylines, it's boy leaves the next day and doesn't text the girl, isn't it? And I thought he was doing that, like, "Oh, I've slept with her, and I never called her back, so I'm not
I
going to
went
go
big
upstairs."
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that, but they flipped it, so I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, and then I actually thought, that sort of when he finally goes into Salt and she gives him that big run up and jump
Mm.
embrace.
Yeah,
um,
literally
I
jumped on
actually,
him. Yeah.
yeah, I actually thought, is this the moment where Jasmine is supposed to return? Do you know what I mean?
Ah, yeah.
And when I'm
Or
sort
maybe
of,
she was supposed to be back that day,
yeah,
and
whether
and maybe she wanted to go to the gig, and like he was like, "Oh no, no, no," and she's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go upstairs." And then, oh, here's Eden.
yeah,
Awkward.
then there was this awkward, who's this? This is your ex.
Mm, you're right.
Wondering whether that was meant to be the moment where perhaps
Mm,
had Jasmine back, and then and now there's probably a bit of a rewrite. But same to you. I did like how they flipped it, and for once, it was the bloke saying, "Well, it depends on if you'll even come back." When she offers
yeah,
to get him a drink or whatever. And
yeah,
just,
yeah.
oh dear.
Yeah, I thought he'd
Uh,
ghosted her or something and didn't want to sort of face her or
yeah,
oh, I thought
yeah,
it was going to be that, like, oh no, I slept with her and then just didn't see her again, so I'm awkward. But it wasn't. It was like, oh, I really liked her and she just buggered off by the sounds of things. So,
that must have been when Fun Cash was out again.
mm,
Well, Tiny clocks it right away, doesn't he? Like, someone's
yeah,
here, and it's only back at the house after the gig, and Tiny sort of saying something's going on there with with
Well,
old.
he'd found him, didn't he, at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
in the surf club, and he was like hanging around the pool table. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was lyric that were playing." And Tane was like, "Okay, you don't like them?" And he was like, "No, they're really good." And he was like, "Okay, like, what's wrong? What's your problem then?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And obviously then Flick sort of does this confronts Remy really, not Eden,
Eden, yeah.
and is like, what's going on with you and your brother? I asked you not to do it. I point blank asked you, do
Yeah.
not go there, and you've done it, and I'm annoyed at you. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then sort of the next day, everybody wakes up and does the apology. Eden apologizes to Cash, apologizes to Flick, but Flick sees this hug, this apology happening,
Oh yeah.
and you're thinking Flick's now going to put two and two together. Is Flick going to get involved a bit too much here? Because she's got a bit of a tendency to do that, I reckon.
They both have, though, haven't they? They both get a bit too over. I guess it's because they've had each other and no one else for so long, but they both get too involved in each other's lives, don't they?
Absolutely, you're just believing him to it, thinking you plonker. If that's the inference you would draw.
Yeah, yeah.
But nothing was mentioned about that again
No.
since then. So
yeah.
we're obviously going to be coming back to that probably quite rapid into next week, where Felicity is on this sort of page where she's thinking Cash has turned into this big womanizer,
Womanizer, womanizer. It's true, isn't it? I mean, like, Jasmine's gone and he's got all these ladies throwing themselves at him.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's all that seems to be on the outside. What's happening?
Yeah.
It, apart from Irene. Remy's another womanizer, because as soon as he gets shot down by Ziggy, he's off cracking onto Mac. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. Yeah, I thought you're definitely punching there, mate. Bless him.
So I'm a bit nervous about this because Cash seems to be sort of tongue-tying himself into a web of lies when he's not actually done anything wrong. And then it just makes him look even more guilty. And then you're thinking, is there any even need for any of this?
Yeah.
Spoke at length, you and I, about him blowing up the whole sleeping in the car thing with Rose. And now it's like him stressing out about his ex being in town. It's the same thing again.
Yeah. I think the problem is, and I think Tex summed it up tonight, didn't he? Like, it's just a bay full of gossips. Like, everybody knows everyone else's business. And even if they don't know the full story, you can be damn well sure they're going to go and tell someone what they've seen and then put two and two together and make five. So, half of Salt saw her jump on him. That will get round the rest of the bay in no time. And then it gets back to Jasmine. He is worried about that, isn't he, basically?
Yeah. That's what it all stems from. Jasmine.
Yeah.
Jasmine finding something out that's incriminating against him.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but he refuses to talk to her because Irene said, "Are you going to tell Jasmine that your ex is back in the bay?" And he was like, "Oh no, she's got enough going on," which is probably right. She probably has got a lot going on, but it's worse if she hears it, a blown out of proportion story from someone else, isn't it?
Exactly. So, he's digging his own grave here.
Yes, I don't think this is going to end well.
No, and I don't. And do you know what? I don't think he deserves it to end well. The way, and he's not doing it. He's not doing it because he's a plonker. He's just being silly. But someone needs to offer him a little bit of better advice, and he needs to take it and listen to that advice.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I just think because he's making a right ash of it.
Did you know that you can play Coastal News, a home and away podcast, right from your Amazon Alexa? Just say, Alexa, play Coastal News now. And of course, you can still catch your latest episodes on all other podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Castbox, Audible, Player FM, and much more. Just search Coastal News, a home and away podcast right now, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Sticking with the morning after, Ziggy's got sore feet and 3 missed calls. Everything's riding on her getting approved for this apprenticeship, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she rings the car back, and she's been approved.
Yay!
No
Oh,
doubt.
Good
No,
news.
yeah. And she's straight over to the Morgan house where Theo's moping about, playing the console that's not switched on, you know, that whole thing. And she tells him the news, and he's over the moon, isn't he?
Yeah, finally something's going his way. Is this going to be end of this saga, do you think, or do you think something else will go wrong with it? Because it seems cursed.
Yeah, I don't think it's the end. Something else will happen, because then she does this weird, serious, I'm giving up a lot to do this. You need to know if this is what you really want.
Yeah.
Sleep on
Yeah.
it. And all right, well, he's been doing it already. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, is it just me? I just thought that was a bit odd
I
at
don't
that
know.
juncture.
I kind of got it. I can kind of see it from her point of view. Like she said to Justin, didn't she? Like, I've got to sign off on his work, and that includes, things that are potentially lethal. Like he's changed someone's brakes. If he messes that up,
Yeah,
that yeah, that could be something. And then she said he's okay to do that. I don't know. It could come back on her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Shadowing another accident there.
Yeah.
Get that ring. That's a clue.
Brake failure. I've written brake failure kangaroo ? CGI kangaroo ?
I bet what you've not written down though is balancing on a cliff edge with your wing mirror.
Love it.
All a bit too serious for me, Ziggy. I'm sorry. All a bit too serious. But yeah, you're right. You can understand it. She's given up a lot, isn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, a bit too serious. It's long though to go around and be like, yeah, I really want this. And she's like, cool, I've got a ring binder. Doesn't take long, does it, for that to all get in?
Exactly. Yeah. I think it'll be quite good seeing them two together. I quite like their scenes together.
Yeah, they've got a good dynamic, haven't they?
Yeah.
And at the garage and that, there could be some room for some light stuff there.
Yeah.
Much needed, because Theo's had a lot of dark stuff happening. And of course he's now got, he's got Chloe, who's sort of being a bit distant now because she's working
2 jobs.
Or is she now?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Because
I think it's nice to get Ziggy like a proper storyline again, isn't it? Because she seems to be like the girlfriend, or the girlfriend's brother's girlfriend, or whatever, to Mac.
Yeah.
So she's not really got her own storyline for a while, has she? Or have I just remembered that wrong?
Her and Dean, we said it the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Dean have sort of gone into the shadow a bit, supporting other big stuff going on. It happens,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see her stepping out of that shadow and being center again, because she's so good.
Yes,
so I think we're going to enjoy their journey.
Yeah,
However,
definitely.
Whatever drama ensues.
Oh, there will be, won't there?
And Chloe's she is quite supportive, but she's not around much. And he does comment on that to Leah, doesn't he? Like they're all celebrating, they're having a family dinner, but Chloe can't come. So he tries to stay up late to see her, but doesn't quite make it. And she's in, and Chloe's burning a candle at both ends. Sleeps the next day, misses her diner shift, quits, then reinstates, and then ends up fired.
Firing. That reminded me of Bella when she got fired from Salt. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I love having you working here, but it's just I was like, go on, Irene.
Oh, I actually did feel bad for Chloe, because it's not that she's a bad employee. I mean, yes, she slept in, but she has literally run herself into the ground. You can kind of see how that would happen. But I actually felt a bit. I don't want to feel sorry for Chloe, but I actually did feel a bit sorry for her this week.
We interrupt this podcast for an advert for a new host. Feeling things for Chloe.
I'm sorry if I let them say down. Oh no! I quit. You can't find me. I quit.
You
been really good. We've loved having you here.
Oh no! Oh, I knew I'd mess it up one day.
Feeling. Oh, what are you doing, woman?
I know. I almost felt a little bit, a bit sorry for her because she's. What's Tani doing? Like she's literally running the gym single-handedly. He can't take classes because he's got no arm, but he's not doing anything else, is he? He's not even turning up to his own gym, and she's running everything, and then she's running between there and the diner. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they've given us something to do because it wasn't that long ago on the podcast we were saying she doesn't do anything. She just goes to the diner, then hangs around waiting for Theo to be available, get annoyed with Theo when he's busy, and just not being able to be on her own and really clingy and stuff. And now she's got too much to do. It's like the opposite, isn't it? So
yeah. Still don't feel for her though. You are right. The main question to come out of what you've just said is, what is Tani actually doing at the gym?
yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
It doesn't seem he didn't even go today. He was supposed to open up, and he just went and met the Texas gang, didn't he? So Chloe's literally doing everything single-handedly. So I do feel a bit for her in that respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't at all, do you? You're like, no.
I'm like,
bitch.
yeah. I'd have hired her long ago.
Fair enough.
She's getting a bit lost, isn't she?
Yeah.
She is. I think she's, because it wasn't that long ago. If you think, she didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
Leah showed her how to do the books at the gym.
Yeah.
And sort of, this is who, get back to this person who's got something to live for, something to drive for. And now it feels like she's gone completely heels first, jumped right into this. And now she's no time for anything else. She's like one or the other.
It's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
And she's like that with everything. There's an extreme with everything with her. She can't just get on.
Because she's not just doing the books, is she? Like, that was the whole point, wasn't it? Tane said, I need some help with the books. And she's like, yeah. But now she's doing payroll. She's filling up the towels. She's doing checking in people. She's booking classes.
She done her clothes the other night.
Yeah. Open and closing it. Is it because Tane's out of action? I mean, he can do something with his other arm, can't he? I don't know.
I just think it's just convenient to have her being really overworked and busy,
Yeah.
You're right. I heard the deal was she'd do the accounts. Well, that's easy. Done.
Yeah. Well, she'd be at 9 to 5, not, standing at the gym, not being able to eat at 10 o'clock at night or whatever. It has evolved, hasn't it? But I don't know whether I missed a conversation about why she's doing this. I don't know.
No, she's just sort of fallen into these scenes.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now she's one job down. She's got more time for gym. And maybe, based on what we're about to talk about, maybe might be needed at the gym a little bit more. So Rose and Tex are back with all her stuff, moved into the apartment, or dumped into the apartment. Xander's not happy when he gets the YMCA in his uniform. And he's having he rings her up and he's like, what you doing? Where are you? Oh, I'm with Tex again. So later on, when they're together, they have this sort of brother-sister chat, which I did like, actually.
Yeah.
Where he's like, so tell me more about Tex, I want to know more. He seems really nice, and I thought, nice of Xander to do that, really, given he knows he's got feelings for the one.
Yeah. He's completely wrong, obviously, because they've both got no sense of judgment on this guy at all. But it's nice that he's supportive, like as a brother, like he just wants to see her happy, doesn't he? And not with his sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, and I think he recognises that he's going to be good for her to get her away from some jazz drama that's in the minute. Do you know what I mean? So I think he recognises that she needs a distraction. So he's probably going along with it, like a little bit. So I did like that he did that for him, actually, because I thought I would probably do that in his shoes if it was me.
Yeah,
I'd probably be like, oh, okay, then, so he seems nice,
Yeah.
Think about
Go-
cash. Think about cash.
Yeah, go to that one. Pick this one. Yeah.
Well, the very nice text, as everyone's saying how nice he is and gushing about it, down in the gym, lingering where Chloe's there looking very busy, and she's trying to turf him out because it's closing, and she's late because Theo's at home on the PS5. And he takes a photograph off the top of the desk, doesn't he, of Mia and Ari.
He's already done that, hasn't he? He did that the day before, and then he's already sent that to Tane, hasn't he, at that point? And then she's suddenly noticed that it's missing.
No, he takes it from her when she's trying to close up, doesn't he? When she's
No,
in the
it's already gone at that point
is it?
because she comments on it, doesn't she? I think Tane's already had it by that point.
That's the one. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, because she's looking for the picture, isn't she, when he says, "Oh, where is it?" And then because it was that moment, I was thinking,
because that's when he finds out who she is, because she's looking around and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go then," and then she's like, "Yeah," and she's all distracted, isn't she? He goes, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And she goes, "Oh, there was a picture here. It's been moved."
yeah,
And he goes something like, "Oh, is it important?" And she goes, "Oh, it's my stepdad and my mum." And that's when a light bulb comes on for him, because he didn't really know how she was connected. He just thought she worked at the gym, didn't she, at that point?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
he's suddenly gone, "Oh, hang on, you're Ari's stepdaughter. Okay, now you're important to me, and I need to find out who you are." That's when he gets her name from her and all that stuff. It's like, "Oh,
Data gathering, isn't he?
yeah, definitely."
Yeah, you're right. I got the time
Dodgy.
up there. Yeah, he's learning
Mm.
who and how they're connected to Aria, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, the photo's already been shown to weird gang
Yeah.
by then.
Because he already knows that Ari's linked to the gym. That's why he's hanging around, because he's waiting to find out what. I think he's waiting to hang around and see if Mia comes back, isn't he? Because he said, "Oh, are they here, your mum and stepdad?" And she's like, "Oh no, my stepdad passed away, and my mum's moved overseas." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah.
he knows a lot, doesn't he? Really, in that tiny conversation.
Yeah. Why did not just take a picture of the picture with his phone? Is my first question.
That's a good idea. That's a
Um,
good question. Oh, because
just
he wanted to send it to Tane, didn't he, to make a threat?
Well, he had his number. He could have texted it him.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Then, secondly, this bank job that Ari in prison and got the brother
Was it
killed.
a bank job? This is what I'm confused. Where did they steal the money from?
It was a bank robbery.
So why is it this guy's money then? I'm confused. Does he own the bank?
Exactly. That's what I'm about to go. Like, were they in the robbery together? Because I was thinking we need to know more about this robbery. Was it?
Yeah.
Were they doing the job for these guys? What's the connection? You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Because I was thinking maybe the plan was to split the money, but then in tonight's episode, when they've bundled Tane into a van and taken into a discreet, undisclosed garage somewhere, they're talking about wanting the whole lot.
Yeah, 150k they said, didn't they? Which is what the gym was bought for.
So I'm a bit confused here about what that job was.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was a bank job, because I've been hearing just armed robbery, so I didn't actually know what they'd robbed.
I'm sure it's been mentioned it's a bank job.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even more confusing then.
Why would you rob a bank for somebody else? They know Ari, don't they? So we need to know, we need to be explained what the connection is between this lot and Ari.
Yeah.
Whether Ari was a member of the gang, because he rode a bike, didn't he?
Yeah, he could have been, couldn't he?
That's a weak connection, but.
Are they about the same age as well, this guy with the beard and Ari? They probably are, aren't they?
Don't know. He likes his hot chips, ketchup.
He does.
But I must say, I'm enjoying this dangerous
I love this.
the
This
gang. Yeah.
I know
Really
it
the week.
divides opinion, doesn't it? And a lot of people hate this, and they just want the. I mean, this is why I get confused because people are like, oh, they want the nice home and away, the family home and away, and I'm like, even when they had families, it wasn't nice. It was still quite traumatizing, and lots of horrible things happened. It's never been a light comedy show, has it? It's always had dark storylines, even when it was families and fosters and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm loving it.
I am. All the music goes very dangerous. I sit up.
Yeah.
Oh. I know, what's going to happen. How's Tanya going to get out of this? I like it when he was like, because he's been grilled, isn't he, in this garage out of town somewhere. He doesn't know where he is because he's had a potato sack
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And he's sort of saying, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, well, maybe Chloe does, and he's like, oh, she knows everything. And it's because of that conversation Tex has had.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's weird seeing Tex's outfits, like evil Tex, and then the Tex that he's portraying in town are two different people wearing different clothes with him.
I love it. On the beach with Rose is like just a vest and shorts, and then in the like garage or wherever it is, he's like a bikey gang, isn't he? With like a black, what was it, like a black coat with embroidery or something on the back of it. I was like trying to work out what it was.
It's like Tex's evil twin Tax.
I love it. Yes.
So it sort of climaxes tonight, doesn't it? Leaves us on that blooming cliffhanger for the weekend. Flick's starting to realise that Tane wasn't himself before he disappeared. He's lied about going back to see Nico, getting strange messages on his phone.
Looking out the window.
Yeah. Double bolting the front door. So,
I know, considering when Nico went out the other night, he didn't even shut the door behind him. Never mind lock it. It was wide open.
That's enough to raise a suspicion on its own, isn't it? Well, actually closing the door.
Love it.
It's like when somebody uses the front door at Irene's, not the back.
Yes.
Oh,
that hardly ever happens. But yeah, it's freaky.
It is very unannounced.
What are you doing at the front door?
How did he not know to use the back door at Irene's?
How do they know? We've already had this conversation, but how do they know to go around the back? It's just so weird. Oh dear.
So is Tane in danger, do you reckon? Where we're up to?
I don't know. I mean, all I've said is we want our money back and we want it with interest, don't we? And we're reasonable. We're going to let you like come up with a plan or whatever. But what do you think he's going to get? Yeah.
So many questions.
Yeah.
Is he going to try and sell the gym?
He's going to have to, isn't he? How else is he? And the only thing I was thinking tonight was, who just had a pot of money that now hasn't got a pot of money anymore? Flick. But she's just literally paid all that money into the restaurant, hasn't she?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
I don't think it was enough, though, to bail him out, because I think it's, I don't know, maybe... it could have been.
Well, we know that Mac owed 50,000, don't we?
Yeah, but I've just been thinking, and Flick said it's enough to cover the debt and give her half the business as well. So it must be more than 50. Maybe it's 100, what Flick's just paid.
How would that work, though? Flick couldn't just turn around and be like, right, I want my money back.
No, it's too late now. But I was just thinking the timing of it's quite interesting because now Tane has got this debt over his head and she's just bailed somebody else out.
Can you imagine if they end up signing over?
Oh no, the salt. Oh my god. I don't think I could cope with that.
Are we going to end up with a gym run by miscreants?
We might. We might end up with Bad Boy Gym, yeah.
Because we've been there before, haven't we, with the old Braxton gym? What was that?
It
wasn't called Summer Bay Fit. What was it called? Changed its name, didn't it?
I can't remember. I can see them in it, but I can't think what it was called.
Because did they own the gym? Did I make that up at one point?
Heath worked there, didn't he? Did
That was
Heath?
Indy owned it, but I'm sure the Braxtons had it before then.
Oh, I thought I can see. Was it Body and?
Body and Soul.
Yeah, yeah. No, it
Well
was.
remembered.
It was Indy, wasn't it? It wasn't the
Mm.
Braxtons. You're
Did
right.
they have it before her though? My
Or did they
memory.
buy it? Did they buy it off her because she left, didn't she?
Yeah. Did they buy it then?
I think they might have bought it off her because
Mm.
yeah, I'm getting a vague. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google it, but I'm getting a vague
Yeah.
recollection that Romeo died, didn't he? And then she left the bay. She
Yeah,
went and
and
moved.
she still owned it while she was out of town for a while, didn't she? And it was
Yeah,
sold while she was off screen. Yeah, I've got a feeling. Yeah, maybe they were after. Maybe they bought it after.
I think they might have
Yeah,
done.
yeah. So are we going to do it with the gym? Would Tane give up the gym that easy though? I don't know. I think he's gonna go down fighting. I think
He's
he's
gonna
going.
have to because this is literally all of his brothers' legacy. This gym, isn't it? Because they've all died. He's the last brother left, and this is their legacy that they've left behind. I know they've stolen the legacy, haven't they? Because this isn't their money. I mean, rightfully, they shouldn't. He shouldn't own it, should he? Let's be honest. If you talk about
No,
right and wrong, he shouldn't be
yeah,
owning the gym.
that's true. Yeah.
But
You'll could could the fact that the money that's been used to buy it is stolen get a resolution that way somehow? Could 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 that be reported? I don't know. But a
when
dead man.
then,
It,
yeah,
mm,
then everybody that's involved in the robbery is dead. So it's nobody's. But then Tarnes knows about the stolen money. So does it become his crime? I don't know. I don't know what. There's
I
an
think
area of
yeah,
the law that I didn't study at uni.
yeah. Like could he literally play ignorant and it not be able to be proven? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
me still out there somewhere, and
Yeah, but
then
she's signed over the deeds, hasn't she? So she's nothing to do with the gym anymore.
not now, but she was when they bought it, and she kept all of the money all along. So really,
Yeah, it's
she
it's her. But
hot
yeah,
water. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, get a headache. But
it's
there's
a
a few.
mess.
No, I'm intrigued to see how we're going to get out of this now.
Yeah,
In a,
I can't see how it's going to wrap up because he can't just come up with 225K. So that's
he said it himself.
yeah, he
Wow,
doesn't
that
have the
kind of
money.
mm,
So either he's got to sell the gym and give him the money, but even then, is the gym worth the full 225, or is he still going to owe some more on top of that? So is he then? What's he going to do? Is he going to bump off this guy? It doesn't seem like Tane's style, does it?
no, but
And there's a whole gang of them. It's not just one guy, is it? If he manages to get rid of this guy, they're all going to know.
yeah, and that whole world's an eye for an eye and all that in it. So
Yeah. Is it going to be River Boys versus Bikey Boys? Do you think? Is he going to get Dean on the case? I don't know.
yeah, but
Some
why would
because Dean obviously Tane got stabbed for his sister, basically, didn't he? So Dean kind of owes Tane.
Okay, yeah, there is that. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And Flick's
Also,
bailed Mac out.
yeah, and if they come for Flick and the business,
Yeah.
there could be a link there as well. So maybe Dean could get involved. Maybe.
Yeah. But
I
then
can't.
Dean was helping Tane because Ari helped him, so maybe that debt's already paid. Oh, I don't know. My head's hurting.
Right. We'll have to just watch and see. Watch and see.
That might be easier than trying to work it out. It's so complicated.
We'll come back to next week's episode and be like, oh, that's why.
Oh dear, my head hurts now. This is too thinky.
Sorry. Attention, everybody. Attention.
Oh,
Bravery Award nominee coming through.
speech. Oh dear.
John's making a right fuss of Nico, isn't he? Loves it.
It's
Loves
embarrassing.
it.
It's like the embarrassing dad, isn't it? It's like, oh God, dad, shush.
He's getting. Are you all ready to go? Naomi's bagged herself an invite.
Mm.
And even Alf, Mr. Stewart, to you,
Mr. Stewart, thank you.
driven all across the country to come and be there because he is president.
You're flaming the lie.
He's left his train wreck of a wife with his train wreck of a stepson.
That made me laugh when he said to Rue, "Oh, Martha's with Kieran." I was like, "Well, who else would she be with? They live together."
Thank you. He does exist.
That really made me laugh. I was like, "Yes."
I don't know why, but Kieran's ended up being one of my favourite characters.
It's not even on the show.
He's low-key my top 3.
Oh dear. The memory of Kieran is better than actually Kieran.
Yeah, I think it's what me and you have sort of written in for him while he's gone.
Oh dear.
Tales
I love
of
it. Tales of Marimbula from the shed. Yeah.
Oh dear. And he's just about to go. He's glammed up. Naomi, aka Carrie Bradshaw, she's ready to go. And just as he's about to leave the house, he says, "Can't do it." So, no, I can't do this. He's got all this guilt, hasn't he? Because he's feeling like he should be doing it with Bella. We said this last week.
Yeah.
He's had, a couple of nice messages from Bella, and he's thinking about Bella. And the other half of his brain's like, Naomi. So can't get this. It's messing his head up, isn't it? In his mind.
Yeah.
And he's not
Yeah.
with it very well.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he's not going out the best way. So John agrees after a bit, his head being bitten off, that he'll accept the award for him. So off he scoots to the awards on his own.
Yeah.
Now, Alf, Mr. Stewart, to you, is not happy. In fact, words were, "It's downright flaming rude, if you ask me." But he didn't. And he gives right rollicking on the beach, doesn't he, the next day?
He does. And who's creeping in the background?
Carrie.
Naomi. Yeah. Oh, she's giving me stalker vibes.
I think she's well out of it. Do you know this nicey nurse act? No. I'm sorry. Don't laugh at me, I'm on one. I'm sorry. From the minute you met him, he had a girlfriend. He's sad about it. She's just gone. Her side of the bed's not even cold. You're all over him like a fucking rash. You've nominated him for this award, knowing exactly what kind of scenario you're going to put him in. You're then hanging around like a bloody fart. You're then following him to getting yourself onto the award ceremony. And you're turning up to, is it like friend dinner that John, because he didn't go to the award ceremony, John makes his dinner at Salt, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or, get dinner going at
lunch.
Salt.
Yeah.
To come to that as well and make a speech, I'm thinking, rack off, girl.
And that's after she tried to kiss him and he told her to bog off.
Yeah, sorry, how did I miss the kiss? Yeah.
Yeah.
She plants a wet one on him on the beach. Like, what are you doing?
It's sexual harassment. I'm sorry, this is sexual harassment. And if it was a bloke doing it to a girl, it would just be, there'd be furore, wouldn't there? If it was. Yeah. If a girl was saying, "Oh, I've got a boyfriend. He's not here right now, but I miss him, and we're together, and I'm not interested." And then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'll nominate you for an award. I've turned up at your house. I tried to kiss you." And then she was really brazen. She was like, "Oh, and where's your girlfriend? You keep mentioning your girlfriend. Where is she?" I was like, "Oh, back off, lady."
I know. Like, where is she now? If she's such a good girlfriend, I'm thinking, it's got absolute sweet FA to do with you, darling.
Yeah, absolutely. No, she's creep.
I just can't get on board with a girl like that
who knows. Fair enough if she didn't know Bella existed, right?
Yeah.
You know, but she's known from the offset, and she can quite clearly see he's cut up about him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And she's taking advantage of his vulnerability.
Yeah.
Here.
It's
You
the
know,
not hearing no thing that's annoying me, because I'm just like, it's the whole consent storyline, isn't it? But they flipped it with it being a girl harassing a guy, basically, haven't they? And she's just not hearing the word no. No, I'm not interested. No, I've got a girlfriend. It's harassment.
Yeah, just not cricket at all. I tell you.
No.
You know, and I think I don't see it going anywhere.
No.
So, you know,
No.
Naomi, aka Carrie Bradshaw, straight on the fizzle watch. I just don't.
Well, he told us to get lost, didn't he? So after the lunch, he stormed out of the lunch, and because basically she had her hands all over him again. Like John was trying to take his photo, and then she put her hand around him, didn't she? Made him feel really uncomfortable, and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm going home," and she followed him because now she knows where he lives, because that was where they arranged to meet to go to the awards ceremony together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But now she knows where he lives, and she just turns up at his house.
Oh, she's annoying. I was quite prepared.
Cool.
You know,
yeah,
I was quite prepared to like her. I mean, you and I agreed that her morals perhaps weren't in the right place, so we were a bit apprehensive, weren't we?
Yeah.
Seemed nice. She works at the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, like we were prepared to sort of give her a benefit of the doubt, but I think the fact that how she sort of pursued him, I've got a bad taste in my mouth now, and I'm completely against her now.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I can see two sides. I can see the side of her that, you know, was the nicey, but maybe that was an act. I don't know. So if they played that side of her more, I think I would have liked her. But this creepy harassment side, no, she can stick it.
Yeah, stick it. You've heard
Stick it.
Stick it.
And I'm not a fan of Bella and Nick. I'm looking forward to them splitting up and him finding someone else, but not her, not creepy stalker harassment lady.
Yeah, it's not going to be her, I don't think. I think it's too much water under the bridge, I think.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to give First Look a go, despite the last couple of weeks where we...
It's too cryptic.
It's a really...
It was worse than the Coastal News crossword.
Yeah, with the stakes on it. Yeah, it was worse than that.
No, I meant the crypticness. It was more cryptic than the crossword.
In which case, brace yourself, buckle up for episode 737. The bikies, I would call them bikers, are they bikies? Have a plan.
Bikie gang, isn't it? That's what they call them in Australia. Do you remember we had a bikie gang years ago? I can't remember who was in it. We did. I'll have to Google it, but we had a bikie gang on Home and Away before.
Get on the old Google.
Yeah.
Well, the bikies have a plan for Tane's gym. Here we go, them. They want the gym.
Yeah.
Xander loses his paramedic cool. Now, did you see the trailer tonight?
I did. It looked like another hit and run or a car accident or something, didn't it? It was like on a road with a guy lying on the floor.
Yeah, and he looks like he gets a bit too close again to a patient. Yeah. We've seen this before, but we've all been assuming that the pattern is young females and he's a bit of a creep. But is the pattern road accidents?
I think it is, isn't it? Because he kept seeing like a flashback of some kind of accident in his head, and I don't think it was the one that we saw. I'm not sure. And obviously, it gave me flashbacks of the last one. You know, when what was the name of the girl that died? It was Millie that was driving the car, wasn't it? But you know, the one that died was lying in the road, similar to this guy next week by the looks of things. I'm wondering whether there's something traumatic that's taken him back to. I don't know.
Something's gone on. They're fleshing him out here, and I think we need it, and I think I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, I think we both need and want to know more about him and
Yeah.
why his behaviour is the way he is. And I think it's about time we learnt it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm being
Yeah.
completely honest. But yeah, it's funny because my assumption, I don't want to speak for you, my assumption was it was women. You know, because we had this ABO out against him in his ex, and he was pleading, you know, it was all a misunderstanding. But then it kept being young women coming in. But actually, have we made a big assumption there? And it's actually the trauma of the event itself.
I think you're right. And I think this ties in with something that you read. Or was it me that read it? I can't remember. One of us read it about something where he was interviewed and he said there's something in Xander's backstory that when the audience hear about it, they're going to like him more and sympathise with him more. Is it you that said that? I can't remember.
We'd seen it on an article, haven't we? We were talking. So this looks like that's it. So I'm ready for it. Ready for it. Because he did say it'd make people grow on him. So that obviously, it must be something empathetic. It must be.
Yeah.
Must be. Cash and John make unlikely friendship. Okay.
Can't think why, but okay.
Xander reveals his battle scars. Yeah, so we're uncovering the reason he's like he is out here. As we
think
said.
So.
Yeah. Nico becomes Chloe's paranoid bodyguard. Is she being out by bikies?
She must. Maybe this is the whole text thing still. So this is Nico getting involved now.
Nico's involved, yeah. Becomes Chloe's paranoid bodyguard.
Maybe Tane has told Nico what's going on and said keep an eye on Chloe because they've threatened her.
Yeah, because they have mentioned her by name, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they even mentioned Nico and his dad tonight, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, Nico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nico. Yeah. Lyric are back in the bay. Alf is wounded by Martha's choice. Oh, I text tonight. They're running advert. I mean, it proper clickbait.
It got me, and I will admit I did read the article because I was like, no, this is devastating because I'm not ready.
Article. Oh, it's like a news thing about it.
Yes, there was when this happened in Australia. So these scenes that are playing out with Alf and Martha happened ages ago in Australia, about a month ago, and there was these clickbait articles back then saying, "Is Alf leaving the bay?" And I was like, So of course I read them because I was like, I need to know now.
Yeah. Okay.
I do know the outcome, but I won't say anything.
Yeah. So you've not seen the TV advert that is being played at the minute then?
I've seen it only because it was in one of the articles when they linked to like a clip of it.
All right. So I'm literally there watching Home and Away tonight on 5 Star, and on the ad break comes on an advert for Home and Away, and it's Mr. Stewart literally saying, "I've had enough, I'm leaving the bay," and that's it.
Yeah.
Tune in at 1:45, and I'm like, you can't tell people that. Like,
no.
If it's not happening, you can't just throw something like that about the legend, Mr. Stewart.
Well, that's going to make people watch it, isn't it? If people are going off the soap because of the band, and then they hear that Mr. Stewart might leave, that's going to make them go, "Well, I'm going to have to find out if Mr." It's like me with the article. I was immediately clicked on it. I was like, I must know. I must find out.
Think, oh, I must watch it because he's leaving. I don't know.
Or just find out what's happening. Like Alf leaving Home and Away is news. That is news, people. That is headline front of Coastal News.
Except he's not.
Or is he? Except
tell me. You'll have to tune in. Chloe catches Nico's paranoia. So they're all getting a bit nervous here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because one thing that was missing was camera in the bush. We need a bit of camera.
Because Tex was basically the spy, and he wasn't very subtle about it, was he? He was just standing there blatantly, just pulling weights and just looking at her. I was like, oh, that's subtle.
Driving his bike up to the driveway, opening his helmet and staring.
I know, can you not see with his helmet down? If he can't, he shouldn't be driving. Oh, just so that we can see it's him, obviously. But yeah.
Soaps. Will Bob's ambition destroy the band?
Oh no.
I know now.
Nobby Bob.
And Alf must decide between Martha and Summer Bay.
Oh, there we go. Well, we already know about it now. There we go. That is the decision. But apparently Martha doesn't want to come home. Or home. She is home, isn't she, basically? She lives in Merimbula, but she doesn't want to come back to the Bay.
Not surprised, really. Surprised for this long.
Yeah. I've got my kidney. I'm off.
What's going to happen here? Are they writing her up?
Well, that's all she's come back for, isn't it? Because she needed a kidney and now she's got it. She's like, oh, I'm going to live forever. See ya.
This town's good for nothing.
Thanks to the kidney, Roo. Bye.
I've come out of death and hiding just to ignore my child and live on the other side of the country. Yeah.
She's a flake.
Oh dear.
I don't like it.
Oh dear. I wonder if are they writing her out?
Well, I kind of hope so. But then, what are they going to do with Alf? He keeps saying that she's the love of his life. I don't want him to be miserable in the Bay. I want him to be happy. I just don't want him to be in Merimbula.
We can't have this going away all the time, though, can we? Really?
But if he's part time, they need a reason for him to bugger off every now and again, don't they?
I suppose so, but at that time of life, you wouldn't live apart, would you?
I know, but he's not just choosing between Martha and the Bay. He's choosing between Martha and Rue and everybody else that's in the Bay. It's not just as the house or the location, is it? It's all of his friends, his life, fishing, the bait shop, Rue, the caravan park, everything is.
And I wonder as well, you know that scene on the bench today with Rue and Alf?
Yeah.
And she's sort of saying to him, do you think we can give Tex a permanent role and things?
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was sort of whether he's reflecting on a lot of things now. He's reached a certain age, He can't keep up with the caravan park. He can't do it as well as somebody else. He's going to have to try and relinquish some of it. It does feel a bit like Alf sort of looking inward a bit.
Yeah. But they're going to need a new guy, because this Tex guy, I don't want him anywhere near the bait shop.
Well, that brings us to the end of everything. We need to go through on the home and away this week. Thank you very much, as always.
Thank you.
That's all right. How can people find us?
Oh no, you bugger. Right, okay. So you can find us on social media, and we are on Twitter and Instagram, and we try to tweet at the same time as the episodes that go out on 5-star. But we do have full-time jobs as well, so occasionally we miss a day. Apologies. But yeah, get involved with the chat with us on social media. It's at Coastal News Pod. And then obviously get the podcast wherever you get your podcast every Saturday. We're everywhere, aren't we? Player, Amazon, Apple, Spotify. Oh, I've lost the will to live now. Audible. Where else are we? I've forgotten.
Even on your Alexa.
Alexa. I always forget Alexa. Sorry, Alexa.
I know, yes, she'll take it personally.
Oh no, not personal.
If your mum can find us.
Yes. Well, my mum hasn't listened to it on Alexa. Her Alexa's in the cupboard, so I don't know how my mum listens to it. I'm imagining Spotify. I'm not sure.
Funny time. Thank you. Make sure you go follow us. Very well done, as always.
Thank you. Totally unprepared.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Bye.